it is important to know and to understand that with all of the judgment in the world, there is, whatever happens in the world, there is nothing else but HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Meaning, despite all of the things that happen in the world, there is nothing else but Hashem. Aval, בשעה שמידת הדין מתגברת מאוד, לפעמים ניתנה רשות לשטן ללחום נגד הקדוש ברוך הוא כביכול. But during the time where the prosecutor is against us and is overpowering us because of our, unfortunately, many transgressions, at times the Satan is given permission to fight against HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if you will. Kivyachol. What is this Kivyachol? Hashem permits a deceiving illusion to exist in order to make it look like the Satan is in control of the world. This is by far the most difficult of all difficult tests. Individually, nationally, existentially. The prophet Isaiah in chapter 29, and he says as follows: ויאמר אדוני, יען כי ניגש העם הזה בפיו ובשפתיו כיבדוני, וליבו רחק ממני, ותהי יראתם אותי מצוות אנשים מלומדה. לכן הנני יוסף להפליא את העם הזה, הפלא ופלא, ועבדה חוכמת חכמיו, ובינת נבוניו תסתתר. Translation: The Lord said, meaning that the prophet is speaking in the name of God. Inasmuch as this people has drawn close, with its mouth and with its lips, it has honored me. Yet it has distanced its heart from me. Their fear of me is like rote learning of human commands. The prophet is telling us in the first part that Hashem's rebuke is not because we're not religious. The opposite. He says, yeah, they pray. They keep Shabbat. They pray. They say the blessings before they eat. Sure. But they're not doing it with the right kavanah. They're not doing it with the right intention. They're not doing it with a full heart. And therefore, says the prophet in the name of God, behold, I will continue to perform more wonders against these people. Wonder upon wonder, the wisdom of its wise men will be lost, and the understanding of its sages will become concealed. This is an atomic bomb that was just told to us. As the Malbim says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling us that we're doing the mitzvot, we're fulfilling them, but it's only because we've become accustomed to them. But it's not because you're thinking deeper into the words of what you're saying, of who you're talking to, that you're actually in fact indebted to your Creator, something that is a miracle in itself, that Hashem even allows you to exist in order to serve Him. And yet, you're doing it just because you've become accustomed to it. Mitzvat anashim melumada. It became like a reflex. And for that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says the Radak decrees to punish us with wonders upon wonders against us, to such an extent so that anyone who sees what happens to us will be astonished. They say, wow, you hear what happened to them? One day they had the best defense system in the world. The next day, a bunch of degenerates with flip-flops broke through $1 billion fence and killed thousands of people and took hundreds of hostages. Why? You heard what happened to them? One day they have the most successful, military. Next thing you know, they're getting attacked to such an extent they can't even defend themselves. They just got a rocket, went through the whole system, killed 12 kids. Wow, you hear what happened to them? They went to visit their ally in a different country, in America. And the allies actually mocked the whole thing. And all of these things are happening where one day looks one way and the next day it's another. One day you look, feel strong, successful, rich, and the next day it's all like a negative miracle, an evil miracle happened. Where we were not at wonder with our own heart by the fact that we have the opportunity to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with the mitzvot, that we can actually serve Hashem, serve the Creator of the world, serve the King of Kings. We actually have the opportunity to be among the chosen people to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we're not even at wonder about it. So what ends up happening, Abutai, when a person failed at the first part of the lesson, which is to first and foremost understand that before you even talk about bringing nachat to Hashem, you first have to know where you stand. And even if you are at the top of the ladder of tzaddikim, you're Shmuel HaNavi, that does kiruv, that goes from place to place, that brings more people to Hashem. Even then, the greatest good you've ever done does not amount to even the smallest reward that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you. As the Chovot HaLevavot said, even if you have merits like grains of sand, it still does not compare to the smallest amount of good that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you. Be'ezrat Hashem, Rabotai Yikarim, this too will help us get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and stop following the Satan, even though the Satan is sometimes given the permission to make it look like he's really running the show. If it looks like to you in your life, it's just because Hashem is testing you. Pass the test. Serve Hashem. Get other people, serve Hashem. Help us spread the holy words of the Torah in every corner of the world. And Be'ezrat Hashem, there's going to be so much sanctification of Hashem's name that we're going to be clearly on the right side. Many more will join us. And perhaps there's going to be so much Kedusha in the world that this illusion will end just like that.